everybody? It is Saturday, October 1st, and you know what that means. It is time for the High Risk Wrestling Podcast. I am your host. I am Daddy Ass himself. Actually, no, I'm not Daddy Ass, but I do like scissoring. Jeremy Pierce, welcome one and all. It's the High Risk Wrestling Podcast. How are you all doing, folks? And we got a nice little show for you today. Finally, the show that was supposed to happen these last 2 weeks. The end of NXT 2.0. We're going to take a look back at the year, see the highs, the lows. Did they really make any true stars? You know what I mean? But as always, you can check me out on the socials. Charismatic Creations on Facebook, Tumblr, YouTube. Charismatic Creations _52 on Instagram, and the 215 on Twitter. Last week we did the Extreme Rules Flashback, and like I just said, today we'll be doing the end of NXT 2.0. But for now, you all know what's next, so just go on and hit my music. So we've had ourselves some news this week, and we're just gonna dive right on into it. And we'll be covering the week of 9/24 to 9/30. Hulu pushes back plans to pull WWE content as talks continue. They were supposed to be off the air off of Hulu last week, but they're still talking. It would kind of hurt to lose them, and you know, it's solid content. Talks will continue, but the WWE are pushing to pull back off of Hulu. This is rough. Now, like I said before, I just feel like your stuff should be on Peacock. Help Peacock be good. It's that simple. SmackDown pulled in the September 23rd episode, pulled in 2.38 million viewers with a .55 in the 18 to 49 demo. That is, to say the least, absolutely fantastic. Period. In this year, reunited at an NXT house show, Veer and Sangha. Veer was on the main roster. Sangha was down in NXT. They both reunited at a house show. And it's pretty much time to bring these guys up, call them up, because ever since Triple H took over, they've been doing nothing with Veer, and I guess Sanga's kind of been wasting away over in 2.0. Buddy Matthews addressed his future with AEW, saying that he's just taking some time off. This is not goodbye. This is see you later, kind of just like what Malachi Black said, which we'll get to him in a bit. And AEW talent didn't know about Buddy's exit. The honeymoon phase is over, folks. Rampage, the September 23rd episode brought 510,000 viewers. It's just good. It's good. They gotta start getting better ratings in Rampage somehow, some way. Excuse me, Malachi Black claims that he has not been released from AEW, much to what we've heard. He had a live stream earlier this week, and he said he's not been released from AEW. He's just taking time off. So I don't know who to believe, but if you hear from him first, then he's still with AEW, and Tony Khan will not be granted any more releases. And listen, I understand, if you're a pro worker, if somebody doesn't want to work there anymore, let them go. But it's a tougher business. The September 26th edition of Monday Night Raw did 1.6 million viewers with a .49 and the 18 with the .45 and the 18 to 49 demo. This is up from the previous week, but down from the week before that. But it looks like they're going to be around this 1.6 to even 2.1, 2.2 when it comes to the viewers. Saraya we believe at some point will be competing. Her contract is for 3 years. She has a win-loss record on the AEW website. She's going to get medically cleared to compete at some point. NXT, the last episode of 2.0, in my opinion, brought in 660 thousand viewers at the point, 16 to 49. Demo, that's down from last week and the week before that and the week before that and the week before that. So we'll see how this new change helps or hurts. Mia Yim's contract with Impact is expiring soon. Her contract is up right around October 9th, 2 days after Bound for Glory. AEW Dynamite failed to break 1 million viewers this week. I was at that show. That was the Philadelphia show. We were we got the filler, kind of quote unquote the filler show was the week after Grand Slam and then a week before Battle for the Belts tapings. And then there was a hurricane impacting a lot of wrestlers that was supposed to be on the show. It was a whole thing, but the viewership was 990,000 viewers at the point, 34 in the 18 to 49 demo. We got an update on Bobby Roode. He is injured. He had surgery in Alabama, and we wish him a speedy recovery. Miro vents his frustrations with AEW. First, he says they don't have the balls to fight him, just trying to stay in character. And then AEW posted a tweet, right, celebrating Sammy Guevara defeating Miro, giving Miro his first loss and to win the TNT Championship. And they added Miro. I mean, they added Sammy, but they did not add Miro. He said you didn't even have the balls to add me. So, yes, I can definitely see Miro being frustrated. Warner Brothers Discovery made efforts to keep Cody. I mean, he had 2 different shows on there, but alas, it didn't work. And he went to the WWE. And some sad news, a wrestling legend icon, Antonio Inoki, has passed away. He was 79 years old. We don't know the cause of death, but this man is a wrestling icon. He was inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame in 2010 by Stan Hansen. The wrestling world sends out their thoughts, their prayers, and like this guy is like, he doesn't get talked enough about how important he was to professional wrestling. Antonio Inoki passes away at 70. That's the news. So, we're building towards a few things right now. WWE's building towards Extreme Rules, NXT, Halloween Havoc, AEW, their next, I don't know what their next big show, their next pay-per-view is, Full Gear, and Impact. We're coming out of Victory Road, moving forward to Bound for Glory, which is very, very soon. But we'll start with Monday Night Raw as usual. And it was an okay show. We had an opening segment with Bianca Belair and friends against Damage Control. It was kind of a war of words between Becky and Bianca. Bianca and Bayley. Bayley's talking about how, Bianca was handpicked, yada, yada, and all these Bianca on top because Bayley, whatever. It was leading to a match between Bianca versus Io, which was okay. I know these two could put on better, especially Io. But Bianca won. Rey Mysterio says he won't fight Dom and blames Rhea for manipulating him being Dom. Rollins says he'll finish off Riddle in the fight pick because he's just better. And then he takes on Rey and taps him out to Thunder Rosa's finisher, which I can't remember the name of it, her submission finisher, after Dom and Rhea Ripley got involved. Johnny Gargano and Kevin Owens defeated the Alpha Academy. Judgment Day say they are still trying to recruit AJ Styles. Omos won a squash match. The Miz got his hands on Dexter Lumis again after Miz had all the security and it did not work. Candice LaRae debuts and defeats Nikki ASH, and it looks like we're going to get a character change for Nikki. Moving her, please move her back to Nikki Cross already. Sami Zayn beat AJ Styles after Solo Sikoa interfered. The Judgment Day teased taking out AJ Styles. So we'll see. But essentially, I'm happy we're going to get this Finn Balor AJ Styles feud. And the main event, Matt Riddle defeated Damian Priest. AJ Damien was attacked by the Judgment Day. Damien was not attacked by the Judgment Day. Matt Riddle was attacked. I'm really high. Irish Wrestling Podcast. Riddle was attacked by the Judgment Day until Edge returned and made the save, saying that he and Finn will face each other in an I Quit match at Extreme Rules, which is another show I will be at over on Dynamite, a show I was also at this week. We had the Grand Slam Fallout, and the show was hurt a little bit due to the hurricane in Florida. So we had an opening 20-minute segment with the Jericho Appreciation Society to get Primo Luigi in the ring. And it was just about appreciating Jericho, who's the most honorable world champion now. Dan Garcia, he's hedging his bets. So we just need to get Dan Garcia out of the Jericho Appreciation Society, get him to the Blackpool Combat Club, period. Brian Anderson came out to just, stoke the flames once again. He had a match with Daddy Magic. He beat him. MJF and Wheeler Yuta had a promo battle. Yuta was in the ring. MJF came out on a ramp and was war words, and I like to see this fire from Wheeler Yuta. Philly boy in the building, holla at your boy. And then MJF went and sat in one of the suites. Jon Moxley defeated Juice Robinson in an eliminator match, and then he was confronted by Hangman Page after the match. But up in the stands, Wheeler Yuta attacked MJF, and they will have a match next week, which I'm looking forward to. Saraya came out. And once again, this was a segment I thought was hurt by the hurricane. She said she wanted to bring out all the good girls in the back, and with her was Athena, Toni Storm, the World Women's Champion, Willow Nightingale, and Madison Rain, and Sky Blue. Toni, Madison, Athena, Sky Blue. Toni, Madison Rain, Athena, Sky Blue, Willow Nightingale. And it wasn't one of Paige's. Here we go. It wasn't one of Saraya's better promos, but then out came Britt with Penelope, Rebel, and Jamie Hayter. And Jamie Hayter once again was super over, and they just had to pull the trigger on Jamie Hayter already. Britt says Britt things. Whatever. Toni Storm then defended Paige got the Women's Championship match changed into a lumberjack match, and Toni Storm won that with a spike pile driver, avalanche spike pile driver. She won. It was good. Swerve and Keith Lee won the rematch, and Keith Lee is putting the blame on Billy Gunn for their loss. Ricky Starks had a squash match, and Jericho retained the Ring of Honor World Championship against former Ring of Honor World Champion Bandido. It's a really good match. Go out and just watch this match. Then Jericho says he's going to have to take out all former Ring of Honor World Champions. And they got a couple in AEW, between AEW and Impact. They've got a couple, and they started the war Ring of Honor with the Judas Effect to the Ring of Honor ring announcer. So that was Dynamite. Over on Impact, Chris Bay and Austin defeated Trey Miguel and Laredo Kid. Brian Myers retained the Impact Digital Media Championship. Rosemary approached Father James Mitchell about getting Havoc back, as she doesn't want to deal with Jessica anymore. Giselle Shaw mocked Mia Yim, saying, if I can't beat Mickie James, and you damn sure can't beat Mickie James, and Mickie and Mia have a match at Bound for Glory. Honor No More, they had their mission statement, and they finally won the World Championship. And they won Josh Alexander, and he tried to attack Honor No More until Team Impact helped out. Rich Swann and Heath beat PCO and Vincent. Masha Slamovich beat Ali Ketch in the Monsters Ball match. Over on SmackDown, we had an okay bill for Extreme Rules. Sami and Sikoa defeated, I want to say Riddick. It's Mad Cat Moss and Ricochet. Jey Uso still doesn't trust Sami. He's plotting on his downfall. Got another Karrion Kross tick-tock, tiki-taka tuku promo. Drew McIntyre beat Austin Theory by DQ after the Alpha Academy attacked. You know where this was going. Hit Row defeated Los Authorios. Ronda beat Natalya, and then Liv tried to attack Ronda, show her how strong she can get. And the brawl broke out. Imperium took out Sheamus. Shotzi and her returning Tank lost to Bayley. Max Dupree says he's fucking done with the Maximum Male Models. Yeah, you know what that means. Let me talk to you. And in our main event, Kevin Owens, Johnny Gargano, and Drew McIntyre defeated the Alpha Academy and Austin Theory. And I'm quite sick and tired of the Alpha Academy losing all of these damn matches. That's just me. Over on Rampage, the Acclaim retained the tag team championships against Butcher and the Blade, and Private Party. Nyla Rose wants Jade Cargill, and this is a fucking feud I've been waiting on. Thank you. Lee Moriarty squash match. He defeated, I believe, Fuego del Sol. Andrade will put his career on the line next week against Ten's Mask. Jamie Hayter defeated Willow Nightingale. Hook beat up Ryan Nemeth, and Roosh defeated John Silver. A brawl broke out and ended with the Dark Order and Hangman Page standing tall. Our matches of the week. We don't have that many, which sucks. But from Raw, we have the Alpha Academy versus Johnny Gargano and Kevin Owens. And when you have some of the best wrestlers of the world, that's what you're going to get from this match. Also from Raw, Sami Zayn versus AJ Styles. These two gentlemen can go, and I'm happy to see Sami finally be able to wrestle more. And from Dynamite, the Ring of Honor World Championship match, Chris Jericho taking on Bandido. Guys, phenomenal match. Watch this just to see Bandido do a 1-minute standing vertical suplex. And the star of the week, man, that has to go to Bandido. That was our weekend review, and we'll be right back. NXT 2.0. Now, I can tell you right here, right now, I was not the biggest fan of NXT 2.0. It had its highs, but it had more lows. And just like that, it's gone. NXT 2.0 is done. It's just back to NXT. And I'm wondering, more importantly, how things are going to look moving forward. So we got to ask ourselves a couple questions, and then we're going to take a look at the end of the day, the pros, the cons of NXT 2.0. Was it a success? And looking at the, if any, stars that they've made. All right. So first of all, why did it start? So after NXT was resoundingly defeated in the Wednesday Night Wars, they ran off to Tuesdays, right? And Triple H, the WWE, want to change some things. They want to say, well, congratulations, you beat our development system. Stop it. That's a lie. You were promoting NXT as a third brand. And if you had promoted NXT as a third brand and Vince McMahon did not get involved, then you might still be on Wednesdays. You might still be better. But here's the thing. It kind of really all started with Vince trying to take shots at AEW. So AEW were like, yo, we're going to be on Wednesday nights, right? NXT at that point was still online, I believe, and 1 hour. And when AEW was announced, NXT was moved to 2 hours, and it moved to Wednesdays, I believe 2 or 3 weeks before AEW debuted. I think NXT lost every single, within that span of that time before they moved to Tuesdays, it lost every single battle in the ratings, with the exception of, I think, 2. So NXT was run off to Tuesdays, right? And we were still in the heart of black and gold, and then the pandemic happened. So Vince McMahon took this as a time to step in, and he wanted to do some things, and that's how we got the colorful brand of 2.0. Was it necessary? I believe a slight change was necessary, because even though we love the black and gold, even though it was giving us phenomenal matches, the stars weren't necessarily there anymore. Not and Vince was firing people left or right. Remember the end when the world title was kind of like cursed, and the North American title and everything was going on with Keith Lee and Cross and Joe and Finn. It was a lot, to say the least. It was a lot. So we get 2.0, right? And let's go into the pros first thing. Actually, no. Yeah, you know what, we'll do that. We'll go into the pros first of why 2.0 was better than the black and gold. So the first things first is that it was a focus on true development. And what we got with 2.0 was, well, actually, before you get to that, when we switched to 2.0, we lost takeovers. Everything was just done at the Performance Center. They had a War Games match at the Performance Center. Doesn't fit, doesn't work. But the thing that 2.0 did well was focus on developmental. Instead of, having our LA Knights, our Garganos, our Pete Dunnes, we got our Braun Breakers, Grayson Wallers, Carmelo Hayes. Still don't know how the veterans lost that fucking War Games match. That was really stupid. But yes, we needed to put another shift and a focus on development, which was great, right? We gotta build the stars of the future, and if you can bring them in young, if you can mold them to how you want, things are great. And we'll dive into this a little bit more. Use the main roster crossovers much better than what 2.0 did. And you know why? Black and Gold did, because Black and Gold honestly did not need to do the crossovers. They just didn't need. They were already big stars. But we can't forget about AJ and Grayson Waller. We can't forget about Natalya jumping over, or even Ziggler and Braun Breaker. Another reason why 2.0 was better: sports entertainment. It was what Vince McMahon truly wanted. There was more focus on sports entertainment, but obviously there's drawbacks to that with the wrestling falling by the wayside. And it gets no more sports entertaining than Wendy Chu, then Tony D'Angelo, then Carmelo Hayes. You know what I mean? These people are what we should get out of 2.0. And once again, it focused on the younger names, our next generation of stars. Now, Black and Gold, we had our Rudes, our Joes, our Shinsuke's, people in their 30s and their 40s. But Braun, Solo, Core, Mello, young stars, young up-and-comers that we truly, really needed to focus on. And yes, I believe the number one factor that made the Black and Gold better was a more diverse character lineup. If we go to the NXT men's roster right now, we've got Andre Chase, we've got Axiom, we've got Boa, Brooks Jensen, the Creed brothers, Ilya Dragunov. So we've got this nice little mix of new characters who are different, who are sports entertainment. Saray, Wendy Chu. So that's that right there, giving us these characters, giving us these diverse group of individuals. Yeah, that's always a plus. That was always a bonus for 2.0. But then came the change, right? So when we get that change, you ask yourself, well, how was the black and gold truly better? Well, we know these answers. We know them, but I'll expand just a little bit more. The black and gold was truly the third brand. And even though it took a minute to get there, it became their third brand. And the moment that it became the third brand, it should have been elevated and treated as such. Because if you have that, we don't have the 2.0. You know how it's a third brand? Survivor Series. When they did WWE, when they did Raw versus SmackDown versus NXT, do you know who won the most matches on that card? NXT. Not only that, the women main evented. Remember the NXT invasion of SmackDown? And this happened because of everything that was going on in Saudi Arabia, and people were stuck. We didn't think they would be able to be saved. Yeah. NXT was truly, black and gold was truly a bright spot. Number 2, why was black and gold truly better than 2.0? The in-ring work was phenomenal. Nothing short of just 7s and up. Without a shadow of a doubt, the black and gold was superior in every single way when it came to everything that went on in the ropes. You know why? Because everybody in 2.0 everybody in the black and gold, they were veterans, indie guys, indie names. Adam Cole, the entire Undisputed Era, just the entire Undisputed Era, Samoa Joe, Nakamura, Sami Zayn, Keith Lee, Shayna Baszler. Like these were people that had already made names for themselves. You know what I mean? So the in-ring work was like, it was like we were getting classics. Think about the 1 year that we had NXT 2.0. Do they have any matches that are seen as all-time classics, all-time greats, like Adam Cole versus Johnny Gargano versus Tyler Bate, Pete Dunne, Shinsuke, Sami Zayn, Bayley, and Bianca? They don't have that. Do they really have those standout matches? No, because the ring work ability, 2.0 couldn't be in front of a takeover crowd. It just couldn't happen. Another reason why NXT was just black and gold was better, takeover. We kept the smaller shows, Performance Center. Sorry, not the Performance Center. We were at Full Sail at that point. And there we are, Full Sail. And when we're getting time for our pay-per-view, takeovers. And takeovers were put in big arenas. And takeovers were treated as important. And takeovers, more often than not, and like I really mean more often than not, takeovers were phenomenal. Can't stop, won't stop. Amazing pieces of work. There were times where takeovers were better than the following WWE show. And people on the main roster were like, wow, why can't we do that? You are beholden to a man. So, and with those takeovers, we had star power. Who on the NXT roster, 2.0 roster right now, right? Who name compares to Aleister Black, Andrade, Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, Seth Rollins, Charlotte, Asuka, Becky, Bayley, Sasha, Keith Lee, The Undisputed Era, Finn Balor? Who on NXT right now can say that? Can say you're as big as the stars though? Nobody. Nobody. So part of the reason why NXT could be treated as such as a third brand was because of the star power. But once you start changing that pipeline, you don't have that star power. And the number one, my reason that the Black and Gold was just better, more main roster ready talent, especially when it comes to the women. Like, if you look at, we're 2020. Let me use my website. We're gonna look at the current. We're gonna look at the current women's roster on the main roster. And tell me what you think. I'm gonna ask you this question: Alexa Bliss, Aaliyah, Asuka, B-Fab, Bayley, Becky Lynch, Bianca Belair, Candice LaRae, Carmella, Charlotte Flair, Dakota Kai, Dana Brooke, Doudrop, Io Sky, Lacey Evans, Liv Morgan, no, not her, Nikki ASH, Queen Zelina, Raquel Rodriguez, Rhea Ripley, Sasha Banks, Scarlett, Shayna Baszler, Shotzi Blackheart, Sonya Deville, anybody else? Xia Li. All of those women started in NXT, and they're all on the main roster. Can you truly say that about the women now? I mean, yes, there's about 5 groups of women. There's about 5 women on NXT 2.0 right now who should not be on the main, who should not be in NXT. Alba Fire, Meiko Satomura, Roxanne Perez, Casey and Katana Chance, Casey and Katana, Blair Davenport. They don't, and to a lesser extent, Indy Hartwell. They don't need to be down there. They are wasting away. You feel me? The men, even to a lesser extent with the men, you know what I mean? There aren't many talent you can just call up and say, hey, you ready for the big time? No. And see, that's what happens when you change your philosophy in how you're going to treat this developmental something. What is it? A brand? Is it developmental? Like, and there's still more highs and lows. So NXT is 2.0 was worse. There was almost no veterans gone. A lot of guys that Triple H had that knew what they were doing were fired by Vince. Just gone. Just taken away. The aesthetic. Yes, the black and gold is a little bit too dark, but damn, is 2.0 very fucking bright. And we gotta find that nice mix. Gunther was there was nothing wrong with the name Walter. There just wasn't. But still, that focus on developmental and not competing with AEW was a great move. And there are ways that it's it's worse. You know, so many guys girls and guys that we know and love and respect got let go. Again, Gunther. We got longer title reigns. We've got a better usage of the rookie. So there are really good things about 2.0. I mean, let's look at, well, we got to bring up the ratings. So the ratings have been up and down, you know. But so how do they fix the ratings? Let's do some main roster feuds. So we had an AJ Styles and a Grayson Waller feud. Happened just randomly out the blue. Here's the thing, the main roster almost always wins, but AJ and Grayson, it was just weird. But AJ got a good match out of Grayson Waller. I also don't like Grayson Waller's look, like what he wrestles in. It's something off about it. And then there's no bigger mix with the main roster between Braun Breaker and Dolph Ziggler. It's just like, come on. Ziggler won the NXT Championship, and it was just used to make Braun Breaker look good. Don't like the name Braun Breaker, but we'll get into that. So how about some top talents? Are there top talents that go, you're looking at the roster and you go, okay, you guys are ready. Maybe 2.0 did their thing. And for me, there's no bigger star, there's no bigger change, there's no bigger challenge, there's no bigger athlete that even better than Braun that should be on the main roster is Carmelo Hayes. The guy is gifted. The guy is a talent. The guy is a jewel. The guy is a gem. He is what a lot of wrestlers and developmental should really strive to be. Carmelo Hayes is that fucking good. Melo don't miss. Right? And to a lesser extent, Trick needs work in the ring. Trick Williams. He needs Melo's partner. He needs work in the ring. But man, he oozes charisma. He's great on the mic. You can get better in the ring as long as you apply yourself. So Melo, number 1 draft pick. Sad to say on this list, as this list, there's only one woman, in my opinion, that NXT 2.0 helped make, and that's only because she was already better than everybody there for the most part. Roxanne Perez, for the former Roxy, the former Ring of Honor Women's Champion. She's only 20. How old is Roxanne? I think Roxanne is only 20. She's only 20. Nickname was the Prodigy. You know why? She's really good. Like she's really, really good, and she does not need to be on the main roster. She does not need to be in 2.0. She's wasting away. She's main roster ready. But the question is, can she fit on the main roster with the talent they already have there? You know what I mean? Another guy who just got called up and already has made an immediate impact. Solo Sikoa, man. The street champion. Baby Oos. Lil Oos. And I'm happy that, we knew it was inevitable he was going to join the Bloodline, but I'm happy that it looks like, one, he'll probably end up leaving the Bloodline and becoming a face. But he got time in NXT. He got time to grow. He got time to look at, but also he's somebody that's wrestled on the Indies. So there is that guy. You know what I mean? Tag team wise, I think there's been no greater tag team in NXT than the Creed brothers. These dudes remind me a lot of just the good, technically sound tag teams. The world's greatest tag team, the Hart Foundation, the British Bulldogs, the Steiner brothers. These guys are good. I personally would love to see the Creed brothers take on FTR. That's how much I like watching the Creed brothers. So there's another star. Now, this guy I saw in AEW, and I was like, oh man, I hope they sign him. But he went to WWE. Ben Carter is the now known as Nathan Frazier, and he's another person I would say is a prodigy. The dude, his nickname is the Prodigy of Pro Wrestling. The dude is good, man. The dude is like, he's so good. He's another guy who doesn't need to really be in developmental. He was also trained by Seth Rollins. We're going to get that match. We're going to get it. Would like to see him really get a true look, a true chance to shine. Now, this guy loses a lot, but he's one of those dudes that's a heat magnet, and is honestly just absolutely awesome. He's really good at his promos, and that is one Andre Chase. I love this guy, yo. I love Andre Chase. He's just, he knows his character. He knows what to do. He knows who to play off of. It's ridiculous how fun and funny he is. And lastly, I guess we have to talk about the guy that's been champion for most of that brand's existence outside of a Ciampa reign and a Ziggler reign. Braun Breaker. Braun has been NXT champion for most of 2.0's 1 year era. The son of Rick Steiner, Braun honestly has done himself a very, very fine job as champion. And I like that they're starting to dig into his roots as a Steiner. Because if my math is correct, and it always is, he cut that promo Tuesday. So Braun has been a serviceable champion. He's another person I would say is a star they can call up and like, okay, you're good. I'm really upset that I can't really pick any more women because Casey and Katana were there before 2.0. I know I love me some Gigi, but Toxic Attraction isn't the greatest when it comes to in-ring work. Looks, solid mic work. I'm not the biggest fan of Mandy Rose's reign, but I wish Toxic Attraction just grew some more. But they have been used on the main roster a few times. So what's next? Well, first thing we need to see is what's going to happen with this talent that they're bringing in. Are they going to go back to getting just exclusively independent guys, or are they going to mix it up with independent people that they can, young independent stars like Ben Carter, that they can bring in and bring up and mold and still bring in those, those lily white kids from college. It was a weird era. We're getting takeovers back. And time will see, time will tell just how truly impactful 2.0 was. And now we move on to, I guess, we're not going to call it 3.0, but it essentially is 3.0. Will there be a new arena? Will the aesthetics change? The matches, because NXT this past week had 7 or 8 matches, and they weren't that great. Let me know what you think. Again, thank you all for listening. I appreciate you all. Next week, I'll get the October schedule out as soon as possible for the rest of the month. I totally forgot today was October 1st. So I got to get the October schedule out for you. As always, check out the social Charismatic Creations on Facebook, Tumblr, and YouTube. Charismatic_Creations52 on Instagram, and the 215 on Twitter. I am your host. I am Jeremy Pearson. As always, Xylee, when you choose, shout to Black Earth.